Welcome to today's deep dive. So picture a NASA-level AV control room. Racks of blinking servers, matrix switchers, just a massive tangle of heavy-duty cables.
Oh yeah, an absolute nightmare to cable manage.
Right. Now, I want you to imagine hiding all of that behind just a single unassuming light switch on your wall. If you've ever had to manage a commercial AV system, you know the dread of those multi-room setups.
It's incredibly complicated, very fast.
Exactly. So today we are looking at a shortcut based on product data from HDTV Supply. It's the A-Neuvideo ANI-8WP IP wall plate. And our mission today is to figure out how something this small controls so much chaos, without completely overwhelming the user.
Well, the secret is that it's not really a traditional switch at all. It's actually a network gateway. Like you look at it, you just see these 8 physical, soft LED buttons.
Which looks super simple on the surface.
Right, but underneath well, I like to think of it as a digital iceberg. Those 8 buttons actually hide a massive 128 command capacity.
Wait, 128? Just from 8 buttons?
Yeah, because each single button push can trigger up to 16 macro commands simultaneously.
Okay, that is wild. So you're saying one press equals 16 different actions.
Exactly. You get 8 direct commands from the hardware itself, and then 8 more routed through the system's web GUI. It basically distills this chaotic, multi-step process into one foolproof press.
I mean, I guess I think of it kind of like a digital tripwire. The physical button is just the string you step on, right? But the actual explosion of activity happens back in your network closet.
That is a great way to put it. So instead of a bartender, say, manually firing up a matrix switcher, then changing 5 different TV inputs and routing the audio stream one by one.
Which always takes forever and someone messes it up.
Oh, every single time. But with this, they just press one button labeled, game day or whatever, and the wall plate coordinates all the network traffic to execute the rest instantly.
Okay, but I have to push back slightly here, because if it's controlling all these heavy-duty devices and it's acting as this giant network traffic cop, how does something this small not require, like, a massive power brick?
I mean, that's a really fair question.
Like, aren't we just trading physical clutter on a desk for a melted tangle of wires inside the wall?
Not at all, actually.
Yeah.
And that's because it runs entirely on PoE, which is power over Ethernet.
Oh, right. So the data and the power are just riding on the exact same CCAT cable.
Precisely. You completely strip out the need for high-voltage conduit or those bulky wall warts. The initial setup definitely requires an integrator to map out the IP routes, sure.
But once it's mapped, the wall stays totally clean.
Exactly. The heavy lifting is offloaded to your network infrastructure. But it's not just sending digital signals either. It bridges into the physical world. It actually has a built-in relay output.
A relay output, so like tying it to a mechanical action.
Yeah. Say you hit a button that says present. It can literally drop a physical projection screen from the ceiling while simultaneously dimming the lights and turning on the projector over the network.
Oh, wow. And here's the part that really got me when I was looking through the specs. It doesn't even wait for you to walk into the room to do its job.
Right, the scheduling features.
Yeah. Because it's tied into your network's IP protocols, it can wake up an entire boardroom at like 8 a.m. and shut it all down at midnight entirely on its own.
It really acts as an automated, proactive room manager using telnet and IP commands. You don't even need a human finger to maintain the daily rhythm of the building.
Which is crazy. And you'd think a proactive room manager like that, something that can run a whole sports bar, would just completely break the budget. But it currently runs about $226.
It is surprisingly accessible. And they give you 56 interchangeable button labels right out of the box, too.
Oh, right. It's like 28 pre-printed ones and 28 blank ones, I think.
Yep. So if the layout of the room changes, you don't have to order some expensive, custom engraved plate. You just swap out the label. Plus, it has a 3-year warranty and it's TAA-compliant.
TAA-compliant, meaning it meets the strict purchasing requirements for secure government facilities, right?
Exactly. It's trusted in highly secure, demanding environments, not just local restaurants or home theaters.
Man, that actually brings up a really fascinating point about where our tech is heading. We're migrating almost all of our control to smartphone apps or invisible voice assistants.
And really are, yeah.
And yet we are still designing and buying and installing fixed physical buttons on walls. It leaves you wondering, in an era where everything is in our pockets or invisible in the cloud, why is there still such a powerful, undeniable appeal to reaching out and pressing a real button?
There's definitely something incredibly satisfying about that tactile click, knowing it just commands the whole room.
Exactly. Maybe sometimes the absolute best way to control the invisible digital world is just a physical switch right under your finger. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll catch you next time.